The rectangle command in Fusion 360 is incredibly powerful and it's going to save you some time, but there are a few options to be aware of and a few tips I want to share now. The first thing is when you're in Fusion 360 is you need to make sure you select create sketch and you've selected a face or a plane, the face of an object or a model or one of those planes, and now you can use the rectangle. But if you come down to create, you'll see that in the rectangle pull down, there are three different options. And this is what we want to talk through. There is the ability to do corner to corner where you can click, and that's your first corner. And as you drag out, that's going to be your second corner. But one thing that you'll want to be aware of are these dimensions. If you hit tab, you can place automatic dimensions for this rectangle. One thing I've seen beginners do is they actually will come in with a line, and I've watched them create a rectangle on the fly. Now, the one thing you'll want to do when you're doing this is make sure that you add any of the constraints automatically. I was kind of going out of my way to not sketch it correctly, but you'll want to make sure that you've added the auto constraints, or at least after the fact, come back in and make sure that this is vertical, this is horizontal, this is vertical, as well as do we want to make sure that lines, that these are equal? Is it a square? Now, that's everything that's automatically built into a rectangle in Fusion 360. You'll want to just use the rectangle command because it automatically builds in these constraints of having vertical and horizontal, and that these are perpendicular to each other. One important rectangle to be aware of is the pull down and then center rectangle. I love this one because it lets you start from the origin and drag out. And not only that, it adds these construction lines in the diagonal, which makes adding other designs and orienting this a little bit easier. For example, I could place 4 holes that are going to line up with each other, and then I can add those relationships or constraints so that they are all the same size, and I can add my dimensions, everything, once I'm done with that. Next, one more rectangle you can be aware of is the 3-point rectangle. This one is especially helpful when you have angles. So in this case, I've got this angled edge or line. I can select those 2 endpoints, then drag this out, and it automatically puts that rectangle there. One tip for you today, right click, you can go to repeat your last command, and it brings me into that previous rectangle that I was in. I'm going to select these edges and drag this down. What if you want a rectangle to be for construction or for reference? Simply double click on the line and it will highlight everything, the entire outer perimeter of this rectangle. And if I hit X on the keyboard or I hit for construction, it will make these reference lines or construction lines that are not included in your features like your extrudes and your revolves, but instead is just there as a reference. And a few tips here at the end. One thing for speeding up, doing this a little bit faster, if you hit S as in Sam, S as in search, this will wake up your sketch shortcuts as long as you're in the sketch toolbar. Now, one thing you can drag and add these in. I'm going to drag this off so I have no rectangles to start with. Search for rectangle, start typing it, and you'll see those 3 different rectangles. Now you can choose this button right here. It'll add that to the shortcut. I'm going to choose all 3 and it will add that to my shortcuts toolbar, as well as at any time I can always just search for it and hit it, right? So either one, use that S key to either use your shortcuts or to just search for it so that you can bring up these rectangles that maybe you don't use quite as often, but you can pop it up and use it a little bit quicker. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.